All right, so we are recording, and what's going on, everybody? I am here today with Josh, and Josh, you've probably, if you've been in Beacon for I don't know 5 minutes, you've probably seen something to do with his business around in this area, be it a van with a guy in an outfit waving to you on 210,
Yep.
or signage, or even better, you've seen his work vehicles in your neighbor's driveway, so they get to avoid being all itchy while you're like doing this all spring
Exactly.
and summer and everything. Josh, welcome. Tell us a little bit about, well, first of all, what's your business, and then like we'll talk about Beacon, and then come back to your business again. How's that sound?
Sounds great to me.
All right.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Ambrose. I own Mosquito Hunters of Jacksonville South and St. Augustine. It is a franchise that I bought into last year. That's why it has a very long name to it because we have certain territories, and mine is Southeast Jacksonville and almost all of St. Johns County, and to include St. Augustine. So I bought the business last year. I retired from the Marine Corps after 24 years last year, and was looking for something else to do as far as some supplemental income. And my wife and I decided to go with this. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. On my second season right now.
Oh wow. Okay, cool. Excellent. Well, that'll mean we'll have you'll have some results to speak to you personally as well. But tell us tell us quick about like Beacon Lake. How'd you find it? What do you love about it? Why'd you move in here?
Yeah, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time. I was getting stationed here. I knew it would be my last duty station. This is where I wanted to be anyway. This is where my brother and his family have been the last 20 something years. And I knew my parents were moving down here as well. So a spot came up in the Marine Corps for me to relocate down here. I hopped on it. Um, Better to have the military pay for my move than me pay for it myself. So I stationed down here the last few years on Blount Island. And when we were looking for some houses, I want to say it was like February, March of 2019, we had spent a full day, which is very exhausting, as you know, Austin. You do it all day in, day out, but it was very exhausting looking at all the homes and everything. And we looked at some homes in Shearwater, we looked in Beacon Lake, and we actually were putting an offer for a home closer to the main lake on Convex, I believe it is,
Mm.
on the Mattamy side. And that didn't go through. And it was literally like hours before we were supposed to fly back out. And we came and looked at this house here on Hutchinson. It was a spec home already built, had been sitting on the market for 2 years, and it had a huge
Huh.
backyard, which was important for us because we have four large dogs. And so that's how we put an offer in. We thought it was a good price, and that's how we ended up in Beacon Lake.
Awesome. Well, glad you did. And you're down on the hutch. I don't probably count as the hutch because I'm like off, the hutch, but I'll be an
It counted.
honorary member of the hutch.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So a lot of exposure to your biz. I really think it's cool driving around. Just seems to see like it seems like you're everywhere out there with the mosquito hunters gig. And I don't know if it's because your branding is so recognizable, or you're just putting so much effort in, or a combination of the two. I suspect. Talk to us
Yeah.
about like your like. Wow, why am I seeing you everywhere?
It's definitely a conscious effort to be that way. When I was trying to figure out which brand to go through or what I wanted to do, and I was talking with multiple franchises, there was something that was consistent across all of them. That was like the multiple touch points needed on a customer. At this point in life, it's like 7 to 8 touch points before a customer commits to a sale. So I
Uh,
knew it was important, that marketing strategy, but I'm very gracious and glad that I ended up with Mosquito Hunters because they preach a thing called ground game. Some people call it guerrilla marketing, where you're going out and putting door hangers. We have
mm.
a mascot that's very recognizable. That's my wife and some neighbors say I look a lot alike, except
Oh,
I have a
that's
full beard.
yeah. You need the
So,
hat.
matter of fact, this weekend, one of our neighbors was like, "I thought it was just your company because you look so much like Gunther." I'm like, "No, that's
Next
not my."
Halloween, I expect to see you out with the
Yeah,
hat and the whole thing.
absolutely. I'll be on all the streets dressed as Gunther. But so yeah, they do guerrilla marketing, or we call it ground games. So parking ways, the road signs, the door hangers, quarter cut cards being put out, windshields, things like that. And the whole point is to supplement the digital marketing that's going on. You want the customer to see your brand, and it needs, like you said, it needs to be recognizable, and you need to see it a lot. And that is what we try to do. Last year, I actually was the ground game champion across all of the 2021 franchisees. They gave me this WWE belt. I wish I had it with me. That I have. It's pretty funny, but they want us to put out like 10,000 door hangers, and there were so many metrics that they judged us on, and my goal was to double it all because it was the only thing that I could control. I couldn't control the weather and whether how that
Mm,
plays with mosquitoes. So I was like, whatever I can control, I'm gonna do, and that's pretty much why you see us anywhere and everywhere.
that's awesome. Well, it sounds like if people are choosing to use you for their mosquito control, that they're getting someone who's not just gonna kind of half go after it. You're gonna get every one of those little suckers, I guess we can call them.
Yeah, I mean that's a very good point because one of the other competitions sold from the original owners, and it's completely different. And with customer service and everything, when you have somebody that starts a company from the ground up and how much effort and
Mm,
care they have into it as compared to buying into it, you're really just buying a customer list, and that's important for us because we consider our customers like family. This is a family run-owned business. Usually, who you're seeing doing the parking waves is usually my father. He's out on the road doing the parking waves. He was my first technician. We have two technicians now. My wife helps out with the business, so it is a family-run, veteran-owned small business, and we're very proud of that.
that's awesome. So we talked earlier about the office space question. What exactly is it that you do?
Yeah, very good question. One of the questions I get a lot is, "Do you do misting systems?" And the answer is no. We don't do misting systems at all. What we do is we have a backpack sprayer that's got a 2.5 gallon tank on the back, and we have it's a mixture that's mostly water, probably like less than a shot glass of product goes into it, and that product is it's not harmful to pets, it's not harmful to children. It's the same stuff that you find in flea and tick shampoo. So we mix it
Hmm.
in. We also have a sticker spreader that we add into it. So regular rainwater, which we have a lot in Florida, doesn't wash it away. And the backpack sprayer sprays out a very fine mist that adheres to surfaces. And when we spray their habitat, which is the vegetation, mosquitoes live on
Mm-hmm.
the underside of broadleaf plants.
Oh,
We're spraying their habitats. We're spraying their transit spots, their resting spots. Contrary to popular belief, mosquitoes don't just fly up. Let me use this hand. They don't just fly up in the air, take off, and land and touch somebody. They zigzag from point A to point B,
huh.
touching small spots. And so we spray those spots, and the mosquitoes land on it. They absorb it through their feet, and they die. We also treat for mosquito larvae so that those mosquitoes in a few weeks don't become adult biting mosquitoes. Um, and the stuff that we spray, it's such a very fine mist. It'd be like just throwing water up against the surface and it drying, and you can't see no more. That you can't wipe it off. There's no residual, so you don't
Hmm.
have to worry about your kids touching it and it being harmful to them at all.
Yeah, that's a great point you make. How many dogs you say you have?
We have four large dogs, two small kids, and it was very important that whatever we did, and I didn't really want to get into regular pest control. Um, because the different stuff they use could be and harmful to pets and children. And
Mm.
so for me, we got into like a small subset of pest control that, and the products that we use are not harmful to pets and kids. So whenever our kids are in the yard playing, I don't have to worry about anything they touch being harmful to them.
Yeah, let's pause there just for a minute so everyone completely like absorbs that fact that you've got dogs, you've got a family, you've got kids, and you have no problems at all whatsoever using this product in your own yard. And furthermore, I guess I shouldn't even word it as you have no problem with it. Arguably, it's advantageous to your family's health because,
Yes.
like, I don't know about around here, but like in other continents, Africa, for instance, I believe the deadliest animal is probably the mosquito because of
The,
malaria and things like that.
it's amazing that you know that the world's deadliest animal, according to the Gates Foundation, is the mosquito.
Mm, yeah, that makes.
And the only way that a dog or a cat can contract heart disease is through the bite of a mosquito. That's why the American Heartworm Association, the logo is a large mosquito on it.
Interesting. I didn't realize that. So not only are you not afraid to use it around your family, you're helping protect your family with using
Yes.
this product. So that's amazing. I love to hear that. Um, Gosh, so if someone wanted to get this done in their yard, in their home, or not in their home, I suppose, but around their home, how do they make that happen?
Yeah, it's simple. We have a kind of like a 1-800 number. It's 866-4A-HUNTER. That goes to our sales center. They sell across the entire brand. But if you want to reach out to me locally, my direct business number is 904-800-1585. You can just give us some basic information about your address. We can find your property size,
Mm,
and then we can give you an estimate and go from there. We usually most properties around here are less than a half an acre, so the introductory treatment price is only $39. And then if it's larger than that, then we can just come out and give an estimate, or we can give you an estimate on the phone base. It's all based on property size, because
sure.
property size dictates how long are we there and how much product is used while we're there. And because this product, believe it or not, is very expensive.
I believe it. Usually you can have something that's effective, something that's safe, and
Yeah,
something that's cheap, but you have to pick two of those things, right?
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
So I'd rather have the quality in this case for sure. How long does the treatment typically last? How often do you guys need to come out?
Yeah, great question. It's every 21 days. That's based upon life cycle of mosquito. A
Mm,
female mosquito, gross as it is, can lay 200 to 300 eggs in a bottle cap size of water. So
wow.
every time we get rain, just imagine the little small puddles of small, very stagnant bodies of water that they're laying eggs. And in less than 2 weeks, they're already reproducing and becoming adult bite mosquitoes. So we treat every 3 weeks based off that life cycle and the recommendation from the product manufacturer. There's some competition out there that try to add mosquitoes as an add-on to their business,
Hmm.
but they don't change the how often they
The
come out, the
schedule.
frequency. Yeah, the
Mm,
schedule, because it's not their bread and I like to call it's not their bread and butter insect. So they're going to keep the schedule for their main insects that they treat for, and like in the lawn and ornamental, and they're going to try to add more product. But great, right here in the great state of Florida, the University of Florida is a number one research for mosquitoes, and they've already proven that adding more product does not make it more effective. You
that
have to
makes
treat every
sense.
3 weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it actually just got me thinking. So, I have a pool and I have a big screened in area. So I'm like, I don't really need the mosquito control, but my dog's running around outside in that area. Play
Yeah.
volleyball with my daughter out in that area. So yeah, just sitting out on the, lanai at night or swimming. I'm not too worried about mosquitoes, but I do use the rest of the yard. So, what do you
Yeah,
tell people with pools and enclosures?
yeah. First of all, a lot of people have to make that tough decision: do I enclose my pool or not? And then they see the cost price nowadays for
Oh
enclosing
shoot,
your pool,
yeah.
and they're like, "I'll just have you come spray." But even if you have your pool enclosed, like you said, Austin, if you're using your yard and you want to be able to use it, especially for those that are up against the preserve, because you're
Hmm.
literally up against their entire habitat and their breeding grounds, because the wetlands and the preserves, because all of our houses are built higher and the water
Hmm.
goes down into the preserves. Those are all breeding habitats, and um, so you definitely want to consider it if you use your yard. Now, if you don't ever use your yard and you're a hermit, stay inside, then mosquito control is not for you. It's for the
Mm.
people that want to use their yard, that have kids, that have dogs they're worried about, and maybe they want to garden, and even those that are into butterflies. We have two customers here in Beacon Lake, and I have a few other customers that are into butterflies. And butterflies are an insect, and we have two ways that we treat so that butterflies and bees, what we call beneficial insects, are not harmed.
Oh, I love
So
it.
one, we don't treat blooming flowers, because that's where the bees and the butterflies are. Two, we have the ability to treat all natural. The only difference is we're repelling, not killing, when you spray all natural,
Mm.
because you're using like different forms of oils, mostly cedarwood oil, to push them away. But other
Okay,
insects can land on it and not die.
got it. All right, awesome. Anything else we should know?
I could talk. I feel
You can
like a
talk. I know
mosquito.
you can talk.
I could talk for days about mosquitoes, but that's the basic. If you have any more questions, you can text us at that 904-800-1585 number, and we'll answer any questions you have if you don't want to call. Or you can email us at mh106@mosquitohunters.com. And if there's any questions I didn't answer that some people have, would love to, just see if I can answer them for you.
I'm sure we'll have like contact here or over here, and tags and all that kind of stuff these days too. So
Yeah,
I'm sure you're not going to be hard to reach.
that's right. Or you
Awesome.
could just stop Gunther on the side of the road and ask him.
That's right. But do they actually talk? Because it's like the Disney ones, but they don't talk, or is he like?
No, you're right. We don't
Let me
talk
give
because
you
I don't know why.
what
Well, do you know why we don't talk in those mascot heads and stuff?
I
Because
don't.
it scares kids.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
main
The
reason.
mouth's not moving. You just hear the noise.
Yep, yep.
That makes sense. What accent does Gunter have?
None, because he doesn't talk.
Okay, there you go. Good stuff. All
But
right.
if he did, it would probably be Australian because he kind of looks Australian.
He does look a little Aussie, doesn't he?
He
Awesome.
does. He does.
All right. Do you want to sign off with your best Australian accent, or do we not want to
Uh,
offend all the people of Australia?
I could say, "Good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie." That's about all I have.
Oh, perfect. Good stuff. I'm gonna have to just cut that one part and just post that by itself, I think. All right. Thanks, Josh.